What's up everybody, I am Bradley Overrated, and today we are reviewing the game Borderlands 2 for the Xbox One and PC, as I have played this game on both versions. And I just wanted to say the reason why I'm doing this now and not way back in 2012 is because A, I didn't have a YouTube channel back then, B, I like this game, and C, Borderlands 3 comes out in just a couple of months and I wanted to get this game covered. Let's do this. And Borderlands 2 is the loot shooter that put loot shooters on the map. These days you have Destiny and Anthem and whatever else. It seems like they are coming out with the new loot shooter every single year. But Borderlands 2 was the game that put them on the map for good reasons. For starters, Gunplay. This game has so many different variations of certain types of guns that it will make your head explode. We are talking tens of thousands of different types of sniper rifles and SMGs and shotguns and pistols, all at your fingertips. And that's why it is called a loot shooter, because as you play the game and you level up your character and you kill a bunch of enemies, you will find all sorts of awesome weapons that you will be using and, selling or just dropping your old ones. And it is just so much fun to see what you're going to get next. It's just such a shame that with all the variations of the guns you get in the game, they couldn't do anything with the vehicles in this game. It is really the biggest negative I can say about the game. Vehicles are just a method from getting from point A to point B. They don't control all that well. There's a turret in the back, but there's not really any missions where you need to be in your vehicle ever. So it's just kind of disappointing that they had vehicles in this game with turrets and then never really did anything with them. But with that negative now covered, all I can do now is gush about the game, because everything else about this game is so good. The gunplay is good, the voice acting good, the characters are good, the classes that you can choose from, there are 4, not counting the DLC, and every single one of these classes is unique, from the Siren to the Assassin to the Gunzerker. You get the point. They each have their own strengths, their own weaknesses, they each play a specific role, and if you have 4 people and an online membership to the Xbox or the PlayStation, or you're on PC, grab some buddies, because this is what loot shooting is all about. But what really takes this game over the top for me is the story. The story itself is just awesome. And the story goes as you are a vault hunter, and there's this big giant vault, which is basically something really awesome is in there and you want to go get it. And so you are sent here by the help of a guy by the name of Handsome Jack. But Handsome Jack ends up betraying you, tries to kill you, and fails. And then you team up with some guys essentially to take out Handsome Jack, who is trying to get to the vault and take over Pandora. It seems like a pretty straightforward story, and it is, but it is the writing within the story that makes the story so awesome. Handsome Jack, for example, is just one of the most complex and most awesome villains there have ever been. I don't mean awesome as, oh man, I really like him, I'd like to sit there and have a drink with that guy. No, I just mean he's a really good villain, and it's pretty rare these days where you get a villain that's as, well, for lack of a better word, villainous as Handsome Jack. And the story is so fun that you'll be laughing out loud one moment and you'll just be angry at the next, because this story likes to take you slightly on an emotional roller coaster in a good way. Now, there is one last thing I have to talk about in this game, because I feel like it's very important to discuss, even if people don't like it. That is the fact that this game does in fact include microtransactions in the game itself. It's basically, in this game, there's a box that you can go to in a place called Sanctuary, which is guaranteed to give you an amazing weapon for the price of a vault key, and you can buy vault keys with your own hard-earned cash in the real world. And while this might seem like a minor thing, it's not even that big of a deal. In one hand, yes, it is kind of minor because they don't really mention it or promote it down your throat in this game. But on the other hand, it is a big deal, because when you're paying extra money to get essentially better weapons, you use those better weapons to obviously take down enemies and bosses easier, and therefore it effectively makes this game have a pay-to-win mechanic. And that to me is complete and total garbage. especially when you consider that this game is a AAA experience, which is $60, and they included a season pass on top of it, which I was more than happy to pay for because this $60 experience felt like a complete experience, and I don't mind supporting developers if they want to charge for a season pass so long as they give me a complete experience, which is what Borderlands 2 is. I do not feel like they had to have this pay-to-win mechanic implemented in this game, which is why I give Borderlands 2 an A-. And it would have had an A, it really would have. It's one of the best FPS games I've played in the last decade. But due to the fact that it has that pay-to-win mechanic, my policy is and always will be that if you have those, especially in a AAA game that you're charging for, I am going to penalize you for it because I don't want microtransactions in these games. And this, it does affect the way I play the game, and it does affect me negatively. Take, for example, the fact that you can duel your friends in this game. If your friends are paying extra money for essentially better weapons in the game, then I am going to most likely lose those duels, or at least have, at the very least, an unfair advantage because they paid to have better weapons than me. That's not fair, and I will not stand by it. But all that out of the way, this game is still awesome. I'm still giving it an A-, and I absolutely love it from head to toe. It is a great game, and it's one that I recommend you play. Alright guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do, and I will see you guys on the next Overrated video. I am Bradley Overrated, out like a trap. Have a good one.